Hey guys, I have with me Alex Berman, the Alex Berman with me, and I've literally tried too hard to get him here because I've been following him on Instagram, on YouTube, and in our space, in B2B space. Alex Berman is the name. He's called Email King. He has got a lot of courses such as Email 10K, Twitter 10K, and he's been helping a lot of amazing B2B organizations specifically get more leads and get more appointments. And he has been doing this with his partner Robert, I think Experiment 27, and he's the chairman of Experiment 27. So thank you so much, Alex, for being on the call with us and giving your valuable time to us.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Awesome, Alex. So, Alex, you've been known as the cold email king. I've got a quick question here, interestingly, about cold email. Now, there are two sides about cold email. Like, it every day, doesn't matter where we are. I mean, whether we are in 2000 or whether we are in 2022. I mean, there is always a group who says that, hey, cold email is working. There's always a group who says cold email is not working. So, what is your take? Of course, I know you have a bias with cold email, of course, but then, yeah. Go for it, bro.
Cold email is working better than ever. So when people say that marketing tactics die, it's true. Like beeper marketing is probably dead. Like who has beepers anymore? But most marketing tactics don't die when people say they do. Like I remember people saying Facebook ads were dead. We're still. I don't know if you've seen our ads. If anyone's in India watching this, like you see our ads every second. For our Indian course. So Facebook ads work. Instagram still works. And yeah, cold email still works. Email as a marketing channel has been around for 30 years, maybe 40 years now. And so I'm assuming, based on how long it's lasted, it's probably going to last for a lot longer.
Yes.
Cold email it's a superpower, meaning you send an email to somebody that doesn't know you and show me your service. You can basically do whatever you want. It doesn't matter what city you're in. It doesn't matter, what socioeconomic background you're in, what race you are, what gender you are. It doesn't even matter. As long as you can write an email that succinctly says your pitch, you got a chance at a meeting. It's and it's free or very cheap. Like it's the thing. It's the thing to learn. And that's why I push it so hard. It's my mission to spread that gospel
when
of
you
cold
mentioned
email.
about the Facebook ads, I know you fairly receive a criticism for running Facebook ads at one point when you were running ads. Sometimes people say, hey, Alex happens to be a cold email king, but why he is deviated to Facebook ads also. But then, of course, people don't understand that you have to have all marketing channels open. Cold email is, of course, your forte, but that doesn't mean that you don't want to do different things, right? So that is what. But there are people who, of course, think that cold email doesn't work. Why do you think it doesn't work for some people?
So I can tell you why it didn't work for our courses. Maybe that'll help. So the main thing, why you would pick why you'd pick marketing channels over other marketing channels. So our courses are relatively cheap. Like I think Email 10K Ultimate now is like $200 a month. IC Framework is I think 1,999 rupees, so like $26. So it's not expensive enough to run a cold email campaign. When we run campaigns, our pricing is $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and up. And like for X27, our clients, we just signed one at 144 grand. Like for YouTube, we're signing them at like 5K a month, like this kind of stuff. So that's where cold email really works. When you come at it and you're trying to sell, a $20 product, yeah, of course it's not going to work. Or you're trying to sell like some people send cold emails to try to get traffic to a landing page that might buy. Like, no, that's not going to work. But if you run the process we talk about, which is, sell a product that's, $1,000, $2,000 or more, try to book a meeting with the person and then sell them on the meeting, then cold email works great. It's when you try to move off of that and you try to get clicks to your landing page or you try to do other stuff than what the tool is meant for, that the tool doesn't work and that other tools are better.
Exactly. And it is for high ticket products, specifically, of course, when you're going after, because I know that you have a SaaS company also. I'm pretty sure that you're not running, predominantly just email campaigns for that SaaS company, because it's more like ads and maybe it's SEO driven. You guys do SEO as well. I've seen it on Experiment 27 as well, a PR stuff. Awesome. So people don't understand that they have to run campaigns for specific. Every channel has got, depending upon what you're selling, at what price point you're selling, you have to pick and choose your marketing channels. you have to get this thing by Alex Berman, and that's why your email campaigns are not working. And sometimes I
It
think
can get
people,
oh, go ahead.
yeah,
It can get really complicated.
exactly.
Meaning, every business has different marketing channels that work for that business specifically, and it's not like I could tell you what's working for X27. Cold emails, doing podcasts, making YouTube videos, and then you could do the same thing, and it wouldn't work for you. And then maybe Facebook ads work for you, and they're not working for us. Like, it's not just the model and the niche. It's everything that goes into the business. Like, for some reason, maybe the X27 brand does better on YouTube, and then whatever brand you create doesn't do good on YouTube. So you're not going to get the same benefit. So you can make this as complicated as you want, or as simple as you want.
Exactly. Now, Alex, now I've seen that you're not currently active. I mean, you don't run operations or do sales on Experiment 27. Now, I think you're more inclined towards creating the content and growing your other businesses. So tell me about what Alex Berman is now doing with Experiment 27 per se.
At Experiment 27, the only real thing is, so I'll do weekly meetings with Robert, who's I guess co-chair now. We kind of have another CEO, Hug Open there. So he's kind of co-chair on the agency. And I'll also give feedback on sales strategy. So for instance, if we're sending out cold email campaigns, I like them to run them, but every once in a while I'll get in there and tweak something. Same with the sales team, and then client accounts too. Like, as much as I don't like touching client accounts, sometimes if the results aren't working, then I'm gonna have to get in there.
How many times you get a request at Experiment 27 that we would like to speak with Alex Berman, because you are one of the major driving
Never,
force.
bro. Oh, when the clients request it, I don't know. The team doesn't tell me ever.
Exactly.
And that's by design. I'm not supposed to hear about anything
But I
that
think
goes on. I
people
just kind of
come.
want
I
it to be
mean,
going.
most of them come from Alex Berman channel, because the first time I remember I saw your video, and we have incorporated that in our marketing proposal. Is that $1 for $1, right? You said that if you can't guarantee $1 for $1, then you shouldn't be running those campaigns and those offers. Now we have got guarantees and all that stuff into our offers, and they work really well. And this, of course, thank you for sharing that technique with us. And I came across with that. Then, of course, I'm also subscribed to Email 10K, which is a great course, I would say. And I've gone through, and I love your templates, to the point. I mean, we're still using all of them. LinkedIn inbox, I mean, that's awesome. It's working so well, all the templates. And we work with B2B companies. So all we are now doing, to be very frank with you, for LinkedIn campaigns, we're just following what your patterns are, and they're working well. So I was having a meeting with one of our associates, and sometimes anything for any reason doesn't work, we say, pick this LinkedIn box. We have got the document. We bought it. Okay. There are all the templates available, which Alex has written. Okay. And the team has, again, done fantastic job. And results start coming in, because they don't understand that you have to be short, concise. And Alex, when it comes to the perfect email, I know you have a 4-step process, which you mentioned in Email 10K. Maybe that's exclusive. You don't want to share that. What's the perfect template? But can you tell what people do wrong with the messaging itself? Because I think that is one biggest reason which turns people off when they get those emails, because they're not that attractive to the point. We do get results from your templates, of course, but you tell that what is that biggest mistake they're doing with the content itself?
What's the biggest mistake? There's a couple of big mistakes they make, but all the emails that we send now, or where we always start, is with the 3 C's, which is compliment, case study, call to action. And each C is basically a sentence. So first sentence of the email is a compliment. So like, hey, Mark, huge fan of what you're doing at Acme Inc. Really love the work you did on Sony. Then that's compliment. Then case study, I help companies with I help digital agencies with their marketing. Recently, we helped 3 companies in the Chicago area. I'm messing it all up. I help companies with their digital marketing. Recently, we helped a firm like yours generate an additional 16% of revenue and add another $1 million to the bottom line. Would love to do the same for you. And then the call to action, which
Awesome. You got mute, buddy, for some reason.
I am on mute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So you got the compliment, you got the case study, right?
Yes. And then
call to action is mind if I send over a few times to talk further? Some question that ends the email. So compliment them. Case study, tell them you've done work in the past and what you do. And then call to action seals the deal. That's it.
Awesome.
Simple as
Alex,
that.
I've heard you, I mean, in your comments on one of your videos, somebody was talking about that personalized first compliment, first line compliment, which you sent. And nowadays, there are some tools also, which you
Mhm.
said to one of, someone who commented, you said to them that, hey, I'm testing those things out. And I will let you know, or I will let people know when I'm done testing those tools. I've came across few of them. We're not going to be talking about them, but in general, there are tools who are personalizing the first lines. Do you think that those are good tools to go for, or you should have your own copywriters getting those first lines in the way you show an email candidate?
The AI is getting better, and there's a lot. It's break, cold, warmer, line. Hang on, am I muted again? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
It's just,
Here's my issue is I have my AirPods case in my hand, and every time I open this up, it disconnects me. So I'm just gonna throw it over there.
no, we got enough information anyway. So as you see,
Yeah.
because I've gone through all your content and I've been following you, so I know exactly what Alex, and I'm picking those specific things which I think are miss out by people, or we haven't had any follow-ups on that. So that specific question I will always let me ask
Yeah.
Alex
So
directly.
with AI first lines, I think it does make a difference in a sense. Meaning, I've been recommending it to our coaching students recently. They've been seeing good results with Warmer specifically, but all of them are basically the same. They all use GPT-3 to train their first lines, whether it's break, cold, line, any of those. They're all basically the same technology. I think it's cool. Yeah, why not? Anything that saves human labor. When we run cold email campaigns recently, let's say last 6 months, last 7 months, we've been trying to make our pitches so specific that we don't need to write the first line. So for instance, one of our clients, we were doing Facebook ads for, it was alcohol and beverage companies.
Oh.
And so the first line for that, once you've gotten that specific, the first line ended up being like, hey, Dan, was at a party last night and my friends were drinking, alcohol name. And it just reminded me that maybe I should reach out, right? That has one customizable point. You could outsource that. You can get 100,000 leads with that one customizable point, and you could email everybody in that industry. I think we ended up sending 200, and it was like 8 or 9 meetings off of 200. And I think if they had continued on, we'd be better. Like, that's an underperforming campaign, honestly.
No, that's awesome.
But that's an idea. That's an idea of how you don't necessarily need first lines.
And
but some people will take.
You brought this
Some
up,
people take that the wrong way when I say you don't need custom first lines. They think they can just go back to their old ways of spamming everyone. Exactly. But no, that's what I mean. I mean, you do need custom first lines, but you can write a custom first line without having to customize every single email.
Exactly. I mean, that is the only difficult part. And I've seen you said this, I think 6 to 8 months back in your YouTube videos first. And now I think, you've been, of course, updating, and I see that transition. I mean, I've seen the transition, the Alex Berman, the first videos, and I've seen all of those ones. Now, Alex, one quick question. Now, what is the LinkedIn role in comparison to cold email? Because personally for us, LinkedIn has performed way better. I mean, we've got better quality leads from email, of course, but the volume is something what we get from LinkedIn. So what do you think, that they are both good, or one is better than the other?
I think what you said is correct. There are ways to send a lot more cold emails that I can't talk about. I literally cannot say until we've made millions of dollars off it. But then, yes, I will let you know. You can beat LinkedIn's volume. I'll tell you this. You can send hundreds of thousands of cold emails a month without getting your inboxes marked as spam. I'll give you that much. All right.
Because sometime we'll reveal it. I know once you're done making it, I know it's going to be there. Alex Berman strategy: first, he does everything, he makes million, and then once he's done making those million, he's going to share it, because next he's on to something big again. Okay.
It gets harder now because we've got partners. Like Lead Shark, we're doing in partnership with Robert and his agency, Westrom. So like if I share something now, I'm like not just bettering myself or whatever. I'm like totally hurting that strategy. Or like, Omni we're doing with a venture studio in India. So like I can't share much we're doing there now.
But you have given us the hint.
We're doing with the founders of Tweet Hunter. We've got like a LinkedIn tool now. Yeah, so we got a lot, and then employees at all these organizations, like we've got a lot of stakeholders now. I can't really,
Yes, of course.
but
you
if I
have
say the
given
wrong
hint,
thing
right,
and I
Alex?
cut like 30% of our market by accident, like that might be 30% of the people that lose their jobs now.
Yes, absolutely. So that's good. So Alex, when it comes to Experiment 27, I see Div is doing sales for you guys from India, I guess. He's
Div is doing Div is our YouTube producer, and he manages the Alex Berman brand. So basically anything related to YouTube,
Before that, I think he was
YouTube
in sales,
sponsorships.
right? In Experiment
What's that?
27. I mean, his LinkedIn profile says that he is in business development, of course, with it.
Yeah, Div does. Div Sharma is our YouTube producer, so he does
Okay.
like all of our YouTube videos and everything.
He's got a promotion.
Yeah. I think he's the most senior person on the
Exactly.
Alex Berman brand staff.
Now, I also see when I got a chance to speak with Robert a few months back, of course. So always you guys keep on hiring good salespeople. Now I know lead generation is one aspect, but closing is the other aspect. So if people have to close it better, what they have to follow? Of course, you talk more about lead generation, appointment setting, but then what's your take on sales? What they have to do in the meetings in order to close them as fast as possible?
Sure. So in a cold meeting, it's first you got to understand that a cold meeting is going to be different than an inbound sales meeting. So a lot of agencies think they're the best salespeople on earth because they're only dealing with inbound leads that know who they are or recommendations from friends. So of course you're closing deals. And you ask agency owners, you ask them what their close rates are, they almost all say 100%. In their mind, I'm sure it's 100%, but then you look at the actual numbers and it's really 25%. That's the industry average close rate is 25% for an agency, and that's going to be lower with cold email meetings. That's what you got to keep in mind. So with a cold email meeting, you have to sell more upfront. Usually in the first 2 to 3 minutes of the meeting, we're telling our story. So they're going to come in like, who are you? So we have like a quick 1 or 2 minute spiel that we give, talking about the clients that we have had, results that we've had, kind of what our specialties are. And then that immediately separates us from the rest. The emotional reaction you're going for in the first couple minutes is, oh, wow, like I'm so glad these guys reached out. I want to work with them. Absolutely. Then at that point, we do discovery questions. Basically, we ask them about their business. So have they done, have they hired somebody to do what we do in the past, and what happened? How big of an issue is what we do? And basically, we're going through trying to find places where we could solve the problem. Detailed questions about, is this a big enough issue for them? Are they ready to go with a fix? And then trying to find BANT qualifications, so budget, authority, need, and timing. And then at the end of the call, at the end of the call, we will set our pricing. So we're very, very, a lot of agencies will try to hide their pricing until the proposal. We don't believe in that. So at the end of the call, we'll say something like, that sounds great. Sounds like we want to move forward, right? And they'll say yes. And we'll say, typically our marketing services go for between $10,000 and $12,000 a month. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then at that point, they'll either say, oh, that's too expensive. We were expecting like $1,000 a month, at which point, we can save months of the sales cycle by getting them out of there, or they'll be in and then that's it. This deal's closed. You do the proposal, like they're already in on the pricing. They're already in on the authority. We know they can make the decision. They have the need and they're ready to go. Like, yeah. Easy.
But what happens about the follow-up? Because at times you do follow up. Let's say they're BANT qualified, but they're not ready to make the decision. Because I've seen that you saying one time that we never stop following up, if the lead is right, of course.
Yeah. So a cold email lead, we'll email 3 or 4 times before giving up on them and moving up to someone else in the sequence. But if they've booked a call with our team, if they've expressed some kind of interest, yeah, we're following up all the time. Updates typically from the company, like, hey, I just got off the phone with a CMO in your industry, and they're super excited with working with us. Are you down? We'll say stuff like that. We'll give the excitement follow up, like, hey, I got your word. We're starting on Friday, right? Say stuff like that. Or what I've been loving recently, and maybe I shouldn't even reveal this, but I've been loving if they've gone silent on you, just texting them like, hey, you're not ghosting me, are you? Haha. That's and that works. I don't like saying this kind of shit, dude. That works 100% of the
time. This is something I'm going to be using in my next follow-up today, and I'll share definitely my feedback on that.
Yeah.
So Alex, now thank you so much for your valuable time on this, and you have shared some amazing insights.
Of
Now,
course.
do you want to say or people to take a call to action in your style that what they should do right now if they want to associate with Alex Berman? They want to go your
Sure. If
courses,
you
whichever
want,
you've got many.
if you run cold email campaigns and you want leads, then go on over to leadshark.com. You can get a ton of leads over there.
I'll put that into the
25 leads for
description.
free
Yeah.
by going to leadshark.com. And if you want to work with me, I'll coach you weekly. We do weekly coaching calls. If you join Email 10K, so email10k.com, not the one he's in. Now there's a monthly one that has coaching calls.
All right.
So
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sharing all the links, Alex, so that people they want to hop on to Email 10K or different plans, they can go ahead and, of course, associate with you. And thank you so much, Alex, for it.
of course.